They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. That's a lie. Some pictures are worth 1,000 nightmares. A photo is supposed to capture a memory, to freeze a moment of happiness. But sometimes the film captures a glitch in the matrix, a tear in the fabric of our reality. What you are about to see is not faked. It is not CGI. These are proofs that the world is broken. Prepare to doubt your own eyes. Number 10. The Time Traveler, the glitch in the matrix. Start with the internet's most famous anomaly. 1941 in British Columbia for the reopening of the South Fork Bridge. Crowd is a mass of gray and brown. Men wear soft felt hats and loose jackets. Women wear cloche hats. Air smells of tobacco and pre-war mothballs. A perfect time capsule. Except for one detail. One man. Look at him. He doesn't fit in. Cuts through the picture like a razor blade. Tall, casual, and wears sunglasses with side shields. A style that wouldn't appear until 40 years later. His t-shirt has a printed logo, extremely rare for the time, covered by a modern-cut knitted cardigan. He holds a compact camera far too small for the bulky technology of the 40s. Most troubling is his attitude. He isn't looking at the bridge. He has that nonchalant, almost arrogant posture of a millennial used to modern comforts. The people around him, frozen in their era, ignore him, as if their brains refuse to process the anomaly. Skeptics scream about fashion coincidences, but deep down, you feel it. This man does not belong here. A tourist from the future here to witness history. A digital grain of sand in an analog gear. Number 9. The Black Rings, the Countdown. A viral contemporary image that turns a reassuring blue sky into an oppressive threat. Imagine looking up and seeing this. A black ring. Perfect, solid, floating above your city. Not a cloud, not smoke dissipating in the wind. A toroidal structure of soot spinning on itself, defying the laws of atmospheric physics. Seen everywhere. Over Disneyland, in Kazakhstan, in the gray skies of the UK. They hang there, suspended like fallen halos, vibrating with dark energy. Scientists reassure us with technical explanations. Transformer explosions, pyrotechnic tests, industrial smoke vortexes. That's the rational explanation, the one that lets you sleep at night. But watch the video. The ring seems alive. It has an organic cohesion. It looks like a mouth opening onto the void, or the iris of a giant invisible eye watching us. Some witnesses speak of a low-frequency hum accompanying the appearance, a sound that rattles the ribcage. Others see them as portals, dimensional tiers ready to let something through. These rings look like omens, smoke signals sent by an intelligence that is not human. And they are multiplying. Number 8. The Hook Island Monster, the Thing from the Lagoon. Afraid of what swims beneath your feet when you can't see the bottom? This photo is your worst nightmare. 1964, the Le Sarek family sailing in Stonehaven Bay, Australia. Water is crystalline. The sun beats down. Everything is paradisiacal until they look under the hull. A shadow, not a rock, not a shoal of algae. A black mass 25 meters. Bigger than a sperm whale, bigger than a bus. The shape is of a gargantuan tadpole. Robert Le Sarek, armed with camera, takes the shot that will haunt oceanography. We can make out a flat, enormous head, and above all, eyes. Pale eyes on top of the skull, milky and dead, staring at the surface. The creature seemed wounded, motionless on the sand. When they approached, the thing opened a maw with no teeth before whipping water and disappearing into the abyss. Some say it was a plastic sheet weighed by fraudsters. Look at the shadows. Look at the gelatinous texture of the skin. Feels too organic to be fake. Perhaps it is a prehistoric remnant, a solitary leviathan that came up from the deep trenches to die in the sun, far from its kind. Number 7. The fairy circles, the Earth's diseased skin, move to Namibia, the Namib Desert. The ground is struck by a geometric disease. Over thousands of square kilometers, the Earth covered in perfect circular spots. Discs of bare, sterile soil, surrounded by a ring of tall grass forming a honeycomb pattern on the scale of a country. Step inside a circle. Nothing grows. The earth seems poisoned, cursed, as if the ground necrotized by the touch of a furious god. Scientists have been fighting for decades. Sand termites, root competition, underground radioactive gases. No theory explains the frightening mathematical regularity of these formations. The Himba, local tribe, have a more visceral explanation. They say these are the footprints of the gods, or worse, mouths. Imagine that beneath the Earth's crust a titanic entity is breathing. Each circle is a pore, a toxic exhalation that kills life on the surface. When walking there, you aren't walking on inert sand. You are walking on the epidermis of a living thing sleeping just beneath your soles. And maybe it can feel your weight. Number 6. The Stone Spheres, the work of the forgotten. In the suffocating jungle of Costa Rica, nature reclaims its rights. It devours cities, breaks concrete, erases history. Except for these, more than 300 spheres of granodiorite. This rock is one of the hardest in existence, a nightmare to carve with modern steel tools. Yet, millennia ago, someone shaped them. They are perfect, smooth, symmetrical. Some as small as a ball, others weigh 16 tons. How could a people without advanced technology, without lasers, without complex mathematics, achieve such geometric perfection? Not a chisel mark, not a rough patch, a cognitive anomaly, arranged in patterns that seem to point toward the stars. Grave robbers dynamited them, hoping to find gold at the heart of the stone. They found only solid, dense, mute rock. These spheres are not decorations. They are messages left by a civilization that knew how to manipulate matter in a way we have forgotten. They wait in the mud, unalterable silent witnesses to an era when man might not have been master of engineering. Number 5. The lizard figurines, the hybridization. Go back to Iraq, to the Al-Ubaid site, long before the glory of Sumer. Archaeologists unearthed statuettes 7,000 years old. These are not crude idols. Sculpting is fine, precise, realistic, and what it depicts is terrifying. Human bodies topped with reptile heads, elongated skulls, slanted eyes, scaly snouts. But the most disturbing part is the banality of the poses. These are not frightening warrior gods. One figurine is a woman. She holds an infant against her breast, breastfeeding it. And the child also has a lizard's head. A tender, intimate maternity scene. Why? Why would our ancestors have depicted monsters with such care and humanity? Unless they didn't see them as monsters. Unless they lived with them. This terracotta screams a disturbing truth. 7,000 years ago, man may have cohabited with another intelligent race. Or worse, we may be the result of a forgotten genetic mix. Look at those almond eyes. They look too much like ours to be mere fantasy. Hey, let's take a breather. Feel you getting tense behind your screen. Stories scratch where it hurts. Lizard Mother is probably still burned into your retina, right? Let's play with that a bit. Dilemma of the day. Answer honestly in the comments. I won't judge. Maybe a little. Would you rather? Option A. Adopt the lizard baby from the ancient figurine, bottle feed it, and live with it until it reaches adulthood. Mind we don't know what it eats. Or option B. Go on a camping trip with the man from the time traveler photo, but he refuses to tell you when or if you are ever coming back to our time? Me? I'm taking the traveler. At least he has style. Put Team Lizard or Team Future down below. Done? Wipe off those smiles. Back to the darkness. Number 4. Billy the Kid, the killer's smile. New Mexico desert, the dust, the violence. Billy the Kid is the incarnation of the Wild West's evil, armed specter. Until 2010, we only knew of one photo of him, dirty and menacing. Then, at a garage sale for $2, someone bought this photo. A bucolic scene. Trees, sunshine, and a game of croquet. Zoom in on the player, it's him, Henry McCarty. The face is undeniable, confirmed by forensic software. What chills the blood is the contrast. Billy the Kid, the man killer, is playing croquet, an aristocrat's game, a well-behaved child's hobby. Smiling, relaxed. He may have just killed a man, or he is going to do so in the next hour. This image destroys the myth of the inhuman monster to reveal something worse: the normality of the killer. He had friends, he laughed, he enjoyed the sun. It is visual proof that the devil doesn't always wear horns. Sometimes he wears a wool sweater and holds a wooden mallet just before putting a bullet in your head. Number 3. The Carol A. Deering, The Ghost Ship Ocean, does not forgive, but sometimes it does not take everything. January 1921. A 5-masted schooner, the Carol A. Deering, found aground on the sandbanks of North Carolina. Sails flap in the wind, immense ghosts of white canvas. Rescuers board the ship. Silence is absolute. Coffee prepared in the galley still lukewarm. Plates set for a meal. Sailors' personal effects folded in their bunks. But there is no one. Not a body. Not a sign of a struggle. Just a cat, sole survivor, meowing in terror in the empty corridors. The rudder is broken. The lifeboats are missing. What could drive an entire crew of sea veterans to abandon a sturdy ship in the middle of a meal to jump into the icy Atlantic? Mutiny? Pirates? Or collective madness? A fear so intense that it made death by drowning preferable to whatever was on board? The ship remained there, an empty carcass, keeping it secret until the sea tore it apart. Number 2. The Patterson-Gimlin film, The Encounter, the holy grail of cryptozoology, the most controversial minute of the 20th century. 1967, Bluff Creek. Roger Patterson films a silhouette walking in a dried-up riverbed. Bigfoot. Sasquatch. Call it what you want. Forget the mockery. Look at the biomechanics. Hollywood didn't know how to do this. Look at the muscle mass under the fur. See the quadriceps contract with every impact on the ground. See a muscle hernia on the thigh. The creature has breasts. A female. The gait is heavy, knees bent. Impossible for a human to imitate without breaking their hips. But the moment of truth is the look. At frame 352, the creature turns its head. It looks at us. There is no fear, no anger, just a wild indifference. A primitive intelligence judging us. This is not a man in a suit. It is an animal reminding us that we are not the only primates to walk upright, and that they are there, hidden in the shadows of our forests. Number 1. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, the absolute massacre. At the peak of horror. February 1959. 9 experienced hikers in the Urals. Young, strong, prepared. They will never return. Found on the slopes of Dead Mountain, defies all human logic. Tent found half buried, cut open from the inside. Imagine the panic. In minus 30-degree weather and pitch darkness, they took knives to slash the canvas and flee. They ran into the snow in socks or barefoot toward a black forest. Bodies found weeks later. Some died of cold, others indescribable. Crushed ribs, caved-in skulls. Examiners compared damage to a high-speed car crash, yet no trace of external impact, internal pressure. Lyudmila, one of the girls, no longer has a tongue, no longer has eyes. Their clothes are radioactive. Their skin is orange. Final photo found in a camera. A blurry light, a glowing orb in the night. What did they see? The Soviet government classified the case. Unknown and compelling natural force. They didn't die of cold. They died of fear, hunted and broken by something that exceeds our reality. That thing is still up there. If you want to keep staring into the abyss with me, if you want to see what others hide, subscribe now. Join the expedition. We don't promise you'll come back, but we promise you the journey. Until next time.